I'm joined now in studio by former Israeli ambassador to South Africa, Arthur Lenk. Thank you very much for joining us, Ambassador Lenk, for this discussion. And of course, the question on everyone's mind is, why is Netanyahu so interested in African countries at this point in time? Is it just the attempt to secure another vote at the UN Security Council, where Israel has an interest of defeating some resolutions?
Well, no, I think it's wider than that. And Israel and Africa have a long history, going back to the time of the Bible. But even in Israeli history, since the time of the 1950s, Israel has been engaged with Africa. And it's not this week. You know, Prime Minister Netanyahu, this was his fourth trip to Africa over the last 3 years. And so slowly, one by one, African countries are realizing that they have a shared interest with Israel, and they benefit by having diplomatic relations with us, like normal countries.
And on that point, we mentioned in that report the terrorism that some African countries suffer from. Is that also a way to explain how this is a strategic partnership for Israel as well, for both sides? Israel is well known for its counter-terrorism capabilities.
Well, you look around the world, from India to other parts of Asia to Singapore to the Middle East, the threat of terror and of violence. Countries look at Israel and say, how does this little country in this crazy neighborhood stay safe? Build backgrounds like the one you have behind you of Jaffa. And say, if Israel can do it, we want to learn from them. And if it makes our people safer, then those are people that they can help us, then that's good for our country.
Well, so we have Chad and Mali, both severed ties with Israel in the 70s, now renewing ties with Israel. Why? What changed? Arab pressure around them is subsiding?
Well, but it wasn't just Chad and Mali in the 1970s. It was nearly all of Africa, except for 4 countries, because of the Arab oil boycott in the wake, and running up, and then in the wake of the Yom Kippur War. All of these countries felt pressured and were promised things by different parts of the world. And I think over the last decade or two, slowly but surely, whether it's Ethiopia or Kenya or Rwanda or Senegal or Ghana, slowly by slowly countries say, you know what? Working with Israel serves our interests more. We don't have to choose one side or the other. It's in those countries' interests to have relations with everyone, and there are specific areas, whether it's agriculture, whether it's healthcare, whether it's human development, whether it's how a small country provides for its people without oil. Partnering with Israel has benefits, and I'm glad to see countries like Chad follow in Guinea 2 years ago, and improving of relations of Senegal over the last couple of years. And in the southern part of the continent, excellent relations with countries like Botswana and Lesotho and Swaziland, countries that see that small countries can benefit from relations with Israel.
And I think we see that too.